Hello everybody out there and welcome back to another World's Finest Review. And in this episode, it's all Bat books here. I'll be reviewing Robin, Son of Batman, issue number 5. Grayson, issue number 13. Batman and Robin Eternal, issue number 4. And Justice League, the Darkseid War Batman one-shot. So let's start with the digital books. Let's start with Robin, Son of Batman, issue number 5. And you'll see the cover, and Mike, you can show the artwork as well. I thought this book was interesting. Talia comes back. Damian is on his island, and he's looking to get more relics to return, to redeem himself from the year of the blood, or the blood year, or whatever. And Talia shows up and explains to Damian that he has to steal everything that he's brought back, because it wasn't just a rite of passage. It was to keep the Al Ghuls ahead of some other organization or some other people who were looking to destroy them, and they're apparently this great evil, and Damian and Talia get into this humongous fight, and then it turns out the person that Talia was warning Damian about shows up. The island basically is destroyed along with all of the monster Robin clones, who actually defend Damian to the end to protect him and to keep him alive. And that's the long and short of it. Talia is with Damian now and Nobody. I believe it's Nobody. I hope I'm right with Nobody. But he almost drowns, and she had her perfect opportunity to get her revenge with her father, and she didn't. So obviously we see her on redemption, are coming back from what she wanted to do, which was to kill Damian. And now the question is, what's going to happen next? And there's this big Robin war that's going to be happening soon. So obviously they're going to have to wrap this up soon, so this way when Damian starts crossing over, it'll have the freedom, because I don't think they're going to stop a story, dead in the middle to do a crossover and then come back to it. Let me rephrase that. They might do that, because they did that with Batgirl during Zero Year, Batwing with Zero Year, and this is why those books Batgirl's coming up slowly, but Batwing no longer exists. So anyway, voice crack and all, it was an interesting issue. If you're a fan of Damian, if you're interested in seeing where Damian's going, I would say check it out. The Robin War, I'm going to be recommending highly most of the Robin books, depending on how the story sets up. So that's it. Now let's go into Grayson, issue number 13. Now, after the last issue, I really wanted, and artwork, Mike, of course, I really wanted to try Grayson again, because now the Bat family knows that Dick's alive. And apparently so does Lex Luthor. So, well, Lex kind of already knew through other books. But anyway, Dick is back to working with Spiral, and honestly, I thought we were just going back to the Agent Grayson. Dick's on this mission to protect this rug or this ancient carpet or whatever, and this Z-list supervillain, Tiger Shark, tries to steal it. Him and Agent Zero, or Agent 1, are there to stop him, and then I'm like, okay, this is interesting, so he's still a spy, but this isn't really connecting with the Bat family still. And then we get the dialogue between him and Red Robin. Apparently him and Red Robin are working on something behind the scenes without Spiral knowing. And that's where the awesome stuff begins. So obviously they are integrating the Bat family in little bits at a time, and that's where this book brought me back. I was losing it, and then when I saw that scene with Red Robin, it brought me back, and I said, okay, so there is a grand scheme that's going on behind the scenes that Dick doesn't want anybody else to know about. And I could dig that, and it looks really, really interesting, and there's a humongous twist at the end of this book, but I'm not going to spoil that till the next issue. I am definitely back on board with Grayson. The artwork in the book is gorgeous. The story definitely is very interesting. If you have not been reading Grayson, I would recommend checking out issue 12 and then coming back for issue 13. And then also checking out the next book, which I'm going to be talking about right now, which is Batman and Robin Eternal, issue number 4. And that involves all the Robins, Dick, Tim, and Jason, along with Cassandra Cain, Spoiler, and eventually one of these, Harper. One of these days, I'll remember her name off the bat, and artwork is being shown, as Mike's showing you. I'm loving Batman and Robin Eternal. This book is a real surprise and treat. I really would like to somehow jump onto this book physically at some point. Maybe next month I'll backtrack the 4 issues that I've got digitally and continue forward from there on with the physical books. It depends on the weeks. If we get a light week, maybe I'll try to catch up. That won't be next week or this week. this book was really great. Dick goes to the rescue because Bruce has no clue why Mother, and he doesn't even know who Mother is, why she's targeting him for elimination. So Dick shows up. He saves the day. The We Are Robin group actually shows up also to save the day. Batgirl makes a guest appearance. Everybody's protecting Bruce, and Dick kind of is still trying to figure out what's going on with Mother, and he has other things going on. Tim starts acting a bit shady in this issue, and Cassandra is trying to escape the Batcave, and actually Harper ends up going with her. So all that's left now is Spoiler, Jason, and Tim at the Batcave. Cassandra and Harper are out somewhere doing what? I guess we'll have to find out in the next issue. And we also get the epic twist at the end of this book, which I will not talk about in this review. We'll talk about it next time. But let's just say the Bat family has been compromised by the last page of this issue. Really interesting. I like that the focal point is on Dick, though. I really am enjoying Batman and Robin. And hopefully, I believe Bruce will be getting his memories back before Batman and Robin Eternal ends. So I'm hoping that somehow they integrate that into the weekly series. And at least it ends with Bruce's Batman again. Because everybody's saying that by issue 50, Bruce is taking up the mantle of Batman again. So obviously, by issue 50, right now we're at the 45s. We've got 5 more months. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. No! We might actually just fall short, or the grand finale, Batman will be back as Batman, but I don't think that's going to make any bit of difference in the weekly series. But anyway, it's still a really great series and something I would definitely recommend. Now, this book is out of continuity, or out of the Trinity continuity, I should say, because really the Trinity continuity, even though it's the main continuity, because that's what's going on in all the other books, Justice League takes place either before, after, or somewhere else in time, because during the Justice League Darkseid Wars, Batman, Bruce Wayne, is still Batman, and now he is linked to the Morbius chair, and it shows him going back to Gotham and being Batman. However, he's using the Morbius chair to his advantage, so to speak, and Gordon doesn't like it. He's kind of against, Batman being in the Morbius chair. He thinks that Batman's kind of losing his mind a little bit, and he's like, do you hear what you're saying, And Batman's trying to make sure that Gotham City is completely safe, and he wants to turn it into some type of utopia, and he believes the chair can help him do that, and he does a few questionable things. One with a group of people who are going to rob a certain store, and then another one with a drunk guy who was about to murder his ex-wife. Let's just say this. He's left on Themyscira. I will say that. The group of crooks or robbers, that read the book for. But then Bruce decides to do things. Now that he's made sure the night is safe, he decides to do something personal. And he relives the death of his parents. And then he tells the Morbius chair to take him to Joe Chill. And he kind of makes Joe Chill relive the events of that night. And Joe Chill has no remorse, no care in the world that he did it. And in a way, he kind of wishes he killed the son. And that's when Batman says, why do I take this so personal? Because I'm Bruce Wayne. And the immediate reaction was, I should have killed you. I should have killed you instead of letting you go. And Batman's like, that's what you say? Not that you're sorry, not anything, that you should have killed more? That you should have spent another bullet? And he's like, I'm going to be your eternal boogeyman. And then using the Morbius chair, obviously, he erases all of Joe Chill's memory. So Joe Chill doesn't know that Batman is really Bruce Wayne. But he does have I don't know, he's left with kind of like this spooked disposition by the end of that scene. And then you've got Batman back at the Batcave. Best scene was with Alfred, where he's like, I can get out of this chair whenever I want. And Alfred's like, okay, go ahead. Let's just say that doesn't happen. And then his focus goes to Joker. However, it says continued in Justice League 46. So this is a one-shot. So even though it ends with Batman, his focus being on Joker, there is no other issue for this. So this is it. If we want to see anything more from Batman, it's going to be a very small story told on a grander scale during Justice League, or Justice League. I was about to say Justice League of America. That's a completely different book. During Justice League. This definitely had potential for a second issue, and I'm not by any means saying that DC, you should release number 2s for all your one-shots. One-shots are enough, especially because next week there are 2. It was a nice one-shot. I definitely liked it. The one-shots are basically taking the 6 Justice League members who have been gifted with new god powers and spotlighting them. So Batman was first with the Morbius chair. Next week is the Flash being with Black Rider, he's the new Grim Reaper, and Superman being the new God of Strength because of what happened to him on Apocalypse. Now after that I don't know where we're going, and I believe Green Lantern is apparently supposed to be turned into a new god at some point. I'm not sure, but I know he is one of the one-shots, and we all know that Wonder Woman's already a god. So this was an interesting one-shot. Do you absolutely need this to know what's going on in Justice League? Absolutely not. It's not something you have to get. As a matter of fact, as I've told many people who have asked me already, I recommend picking up the one-shots to the superheroes you like and foregoing the ones that you don't, because they're not important, they don't matter. It's literally just giving you a book with them in their new god powers, which won't matter because once the story arc is over, which apparently this story arc has 3 acts, we're in Act 2 right now, once this is all said and done, they're not going to be new gods anymore anyway, so it really doesn't matter. So again, up to you. I liked it though. The artwork was gorgeous in this book, and the story was very interesting as well. Same thing with all the other books I mentioned, and Robin, Son of Batman, again, I leave that up to you. So with that, that's it for this review, guys. That's all the Bat books this week, unless I missed something. Not too sure. I know We Are Robin came out this week, but I'm far behind on that. Not sure if Batgirl came out, but these are the books I read anyway. So let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about any of the books I talked about here. Grayson, Damian, Son of Batman, the Darkseid War one-shot of Batman, Batman and Robin Eternal. All of these series are doing really, really great. Damian, Son of Batman, I'm hoping it has promise, but it definitely needs to shine a bit more. And with this crossover coming, it's going to be a bit hard, but hopefully after that. So let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there, there's a bunch of links in the description below. Check those out in your free time. And until next time, everybody, take care, keep reading, keep collecting, and I'll see you guys really soon in the next video.